The third edition of the Emirates NBA Cup is underway. The pulse of the competition is the opportunity to play in Vegas, and for the winning team, a cash incentive. However, for the fans, aside from watching the intensity in these games, it's the courts that scream out. Each team has a unique design, which symbolizes their team's crest, but not all can be hits. As always, some of the court designs are astonishing, and some probably hurt the eye more. Of course, this isn't against any team, but simply how the courts appear from a viewer's perspective. With that being said, let's dive into the best and the worst court designs from this year's Emirates NBA Cup. Utah Jazz. The Jazz might not be the most successful team, but their NBA court looks stunning. They were brave enough to add purple as their base, but it's not just a simple shade. The variety of purple splashes all around the court helps mellow down the richness of the color. It looks almost futuristic, and the end product is just as mind-blowing. Detroit Pistons, the Pistons really just brought their jerseys to life. The dark blue theme of the court, the touch of red on the sidelines, and the depth of creativity are truly marvelous. It's a court that is fitting for an occasion like the Emirates NBA Cup. Everything goes with one another. It's an absolute piece of art. The Pistons have done a fabulous job. Philadelphia 76ers, the 76ers, are going through a resurgence as a team. And their NBA Cup courts add a new layer of emotions to the team. Following the team's color tone, it has just the right volume of each color. Brotherly love on the sides does its service to the city, which has passionately rallied behind the Philadelphia 76ers. Truly a great creation. Boston Celtics. The Celtics court speaks more about heritage. The Shamrocks have captured the perfect green with only slight design around the court. The court also pays homage to the late legend Bill Russell, with his number 6 on the sidelines. The 18-time champions could have maybe hinted at their historic triumphs, but it still looks amazing. Portland Trailblazers. The Blazers court for the NBA Cup is minimalistic. Yet it manages to encapsulate the story. The court itself is gray, but the design that makes up the team's emblem at center court, no other team managed to get this much innovation into their court. The blood red really highlights the depth of the court, making it one of the best. New York Knicks say big market team has gone big on their NBA Cup design. That's exactly what the Knicks have done. You can tell a lot of thought went into making the design. The silhouette of the tall building in the city, behind a catchy shade of blue, looks mesmerizing together. Then there is the New York written in orange that brings the Knicks out of the court. Milwaukee Bucks, the defending champions of the Emirates. NBA Cup have done a fantastic job of capturing the culture of their team. Be it the deer horns protruding from each end, or the forest green for the main court, everything works in sync together. An added detail is the privilege of having the year they won the competition on the trophy, similar to the Lakers. All in all, it's a court that fits the champs. Los Angeles Clippers, the Intuit Dome is designed in a way that it caves into the main court. The Clippers' distinct blue color pops out with their design. Having red as the supporting color really highlights the court, commanding attention where the action is actually taking place. It's clean, intentional, and designed to perfection. Indiana Pacers, it is vital to highlight the team's dedicated color, but it's not necessary for it to dominate the court. That's the principle the Pacers have followed. Their renowned yellow tone features along the borderline, while the court is navy blue. Their Boom Baby slogan elevates the product even more. For a team coming off a dreamy run this past season, they continue to hit home with their decisions. Denver Nuggets. Denver appearing in yellow, surrounded by a red gradient, just looks flawless. They have incorporated the key colors with some innovation. Additionally, the Elevation 5280 is a nice touch, a nod to Mile High City. Their design has managed to do it all and celebrate the city of Denver. That's the reason they appear in the top 10. Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cavaliers have done all the things right. The maroon painted on the hardwood matches their jersey stripes. It looks neat, has all the details it needs while being simple. That should be the blueprint of these courts when trying to match it with the team's jerseys. The Cavaliers have nailed that balance. Chicago Bulls. The Bulls are a top example of doing something different. They are known for the red shade that Michael Jordan wore during their 2 3-peats. However, their NBA court seldom features that color, but in the right areas. The Chicago Inn inscribed in red along with the C red slogan. The gray tangent they have followed works seamlessly with the design of the NBA Cup that prevails in every team's court. The Bulls have managed to go away from the traditional methods and still appear stylish. Dallas Mavericks. The Mavericks have been disciplined in creating a court that captures the essence of their organization. It's spread with various shades of blue, following the team's theme. Furthermore, it appears to be pleasant, without any distractions, but still smooth to stand out from a regular NBA court. Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers have one of the better courts out of all teams. Much of that is because of the details of the court. The 17 stars for each of their championships and the purple borders are outstanding. However, there's too much of the yellow theme. The NBC Cup at the center, which features the year they won the competition, also has a similar color. Hence, the yellow court adds an unwanted theme that gets overshadowed by the trophy on both ends. Yet, not bad at all. Orlando Magic. The Orlando Magic have their striped jerseys. The combination of white and blue, no matter the proportions, suits the franchise. There's a hint of blue on their Emirates NBA Cup court. However, the hardwood itself is a lackluster gray, which doesn't coincide with the team. Still, a nice-looking court nonetheless. San Antonio Spurs. The Spurs are a team with a lot of eyes on them. They have a phenom in Victor Wembanyama, surrounded by a flattering young core. They play energetic basketball and are developing into a splendid team. In comparison, the simple black and gray nature of their NBA Cup court doesn't capture those feelings. It's not great to go away from the traditional color scheme, yet in this case, the Spurs could have created some intrigue. There's nothing wrong with the way the Nets have curated their NBA Cup court design. The gray and black is symbolic to their jerseys, and there's a nice balance of the two colors. But it's rather plain and doesn't go much in paying homage to Brooklyn. A little more detail, and it's a sleek-looking court. Sacramento Kings. The Kings have added excitement to their fan base since introducing the Light the Beam tradition. The beam from the Golden One Center shoots a purple laser into the sky. That's the identity of the Kings, so why have a minimum of purple on the court? Their team has done a wonderful job of curating attractive jerseys. But their NBA Cup court pales in comparison. New Orleans Pelicans. The Pelicans have done a splendid job with palette selection. The dark blue contrasting with the red on the edges goes really well together. But there's barely anything else happening aside from it. Some organic creativity to pay homage to the city, or maybe some of their milestones, would have seen them rank higher. Minnesota Timberwolves. The modern era of the Timberwolves is eccentric, like their ace, Anthony Edwards. But the green tinge all over the hardwood isn't appealing. It does blend well with the dark-toned sidelines. Yet, the actual image of the court fails to encapsulate the Timberwolves' colors, which one would think resonate with blue rather than the recently introduced green colorway. Golden State Warriors. This might sting the Dub Nation. But when you close your eyes, the first thing that comes to mind is probably Stephen Curry in the iconic white, blue, and yellow Warriors jersey. Their NBA Cup court is gray and black, following the colors of their Statement Edition jersey. You can't help but think they could have made better choices. Even the W in the background doesn't spark any significance to the city. Maybe the infamous Golden Gate Bridge in the back end could have helped bring a connection to San Francisco. Charlotte Hornets. The Hornets' intense blue jersey gradient was the inspiration behind their court. And honestly, it looks decent, but there's too much going on with the design. The honeycomb design on the court does play to their mascot. However, it's barely visible and doesn't exemplify what they were trying to do. Still, they did justice to their brand, and the color isn't bothering the eye. Memphis Grizzlies. There's been turmoil within the Grizzlies recently. Trade buzz around Ja Morant has the city nervous. But when you think about grit and grind, it's the sky blue that comes to mind. Still, they opted for gray. They lose points for failing to stick to what the fans would want. Oklahoma City Thunder the Thunder made it to the finals of the NBA Cup last season. Additionally, their traditional blue is genuinely nice, yet they chose to go for a darker theme. It doesn't capture their colors or the spirit of the city. The bright colors near the touchline do make it a little interesting. However, this will hardly be something the team cares about. Their style of play remains elite, and the defending NBA champions have had a blistering start to their regular season campaign. Don't think they would mind having a bad court, but continue to play good basketball. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time,